Hello and welcome to part 5 of our quadratic series. In this video, we're going to take a look at the idea of the discriminant of a quadratic function. Why is it important? How to calculate it? And how to understand the idea behind it and to link it with the graph of the quadratic function itself. So, first of all, we have three quadratic functions right here, and I would like to solve them. And as we spoke before during previous videos, and I'd recommend you to go check those out. The links will be in the description. We have multiple ways to solve a quadratic function. We have a quadratic formula, we have completing the square, and we have factorization. So for today, I'm going to use the quadratic formula to solve. So very quickly, I want to write the quadratic formula for you. So let's write it over here. So quadratic formula is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So let's take the first question, okay, and try to use the quadratic formula on it. Let's just move this over here. Okay, so minus b, my b is 7, so it's a minus 7 plus or minus square root of b squared, which is 7 squared, minus 4 times my a, which is 2, times my c, which is negative 15, all over 2 times my a, which is 2. So I'll have a minus 7, and then I will take what's in the inside. I'm going to have 7 squared is 49, negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, times negative 15, so negative 8 times negative 15 is positive 120. So I'll have a 49 plus 120 under the square root. This is going to give me 169. So I'll have a plus or minus square root of 169 over 2 times 2 is 4. Let me remove this. Okay. So from here, I know that the square root of 169 is equal to 13. So I'll have a minus 7 plus or minus 13 over 4. So this is going to give me two distinct solutions when I have negative 7 plus 13 over 4, and when I have a negative 7 minus 13 over 4. So this is going to give me, for my first x, negative 7 plus 13, that is 6 over 4. So my x1 is going to be 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. My x2 is going to be negative 7 minus 13 is going to be minus 20. Minus 20 over 4 is minus 5. So in this case, over here, I have two x's, two distinct intersections with the x-axis. Okay, so if we erase all that, and we know our x's, we can draw our quadratic function on the xy axis as gonna have a 3 over 2 intersection and a negative 5. A is positive, so it's opening upwards, so it's gonna look something like this. And this is the case of two solutions. Okay. Let's try, and first let's rewrite this. We said that this part was a square root of 169. Okay. Type. Let's do the same for the second equation. So a minus b, which is a minus of my b, which is negative 4, plus or minus square root of b squared, which is negative 4c. squared minus 4 times 2 times c, which is 5, all over 2 times a, which is 2. Okay, so negative times negative 4 is going to give me a 4 plus or minus square root. Okay, what's inside is going to be negative 4 squared is 16, minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, minus 8 times 5 is minus 40. So we have inside the square root as 16 minus 40. That's going to give me a minus 24. So this is going to be a minus 24 over here, all over 2 times 2, which is, you can rewrite that as a 4. Okay, so if we come and look, we can remove this part and rearrange it a little bit. We have this right here. We all know that a square root of a negative number doesn't work. So for this particular quadratic function, I cannot get solutions. I don't have solutions. So on the number line, it's gonna look something like this. I will probably have a quadratic function that looks like this, where I don't have any intersections with the x-axis, and this is the case of no solution. Okay, let's take a look at the last one. So again, minus b, which is minus 6, plus or minus square root of b squared negative 6 squared minus 4 times a is 1 times c is 9, all over 2 times a, which is 1. So this is going to give me negative times negative 6 is 6, plus or minus square root. Okay, what's inside? We have a negative 6 squared, that's going to be 36, and then minus 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 times 9 is 36. So 36 minus 36, that's 0. So I will have a 0 inside. And all over 2 times 1, which is 2. And this is going to give me a 6 plus or minus square root of 0 is 0 over 2, which is 6 over 2. So the answer is 3. So for this particular quadratic function, I have only one solution. This solution is x equals 3. And if I would draw it on the number line, it's gonna be something like this. This is the y, this is the x. Let's say this is x3. My quadratic function is gonna look something like this. Okay, this is the case of one solution. Okay, so here, these are the 3 cases that you will find in a quadratic function. If we come and take a look at something that is very, very important, that determines am I going to have a 1 solution, a 2 solutions, or no solutions at all. It's basically the number that is under the square root. If the number that is under the square root is greater than 0, I will have 2 solutions. If the number that is under the square root is less than 0, I will have no solutions. And if the number under the square root equals 0, then I will have only one solution. So that means that the number under the square root is an important number, is a number that is important to figure out and to look at. So if we come and look at the quadratic function, we will find that the number under the square root is basically b squared minus 4ac. So this number determines what is going to happen to my quadratic function. This number is called the discriminant. So the term b squared minus 4ac is it's called the discriminant, and this number is very important. And if we come to sum up everything right now down, we can say that if the discriminant, so b squared minus 4ac, is greater than 0, then the number under the square root is greater than 0, I will have two real solutions. And it will look something like this. This is an example of two real solutions. Second case, if my discriminant is less than 0, I will have no real solutions. I will have something called the imaginary solutions, but this we can look at another session. But for now, if I want to draw it, it's gonna look something like this. So for this particular example, you can see that I have no intersections with the x-axis. So I have no solutions, no roots, no x-intercepts, whatever you would like to name it. And the third option is if I have a b squared minus 4ac exactly equals 0, then I have one real solution, and it's going to be something like, redraw it, it will be something like this. So only one real solution. And this x of the real solution is also going to be the vertex at the same time. I hope this has been helpful. Please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. And yeah, till next time. Thank you.